Hi, and welcome to my new series, Unpopular Opinions, where we try and convince other content creators on our unpopular opinions and try and make them popular opinions. If there's anything you want to see discussed in this series, let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you agree with us or not. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to hit a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. Healers are not essential for high level play. Well, we know who this is straight away.
All right,
Okay,
Wozza, take it away. What do
I'm
you
ready
got?
for this one. I'm ready for this one. Okay. So,
Ooh.
I think you know my standpoint, and I think you know Texas' standpoint, but Freeze, you could be the deciding factor here. What do you think?
I'm gonna start right
Oh,
here.
he's on
I'm gonna
the
start.
fence. He's on the fence. Well, I'm down. I'm sticking down, and I've got my argument ready already. Tex, I presume
Ooh.
you're thumbs
I
up?
got my argument ready too, but I'm gonna start right there in the middle.
Alright, I'm gonna
I-
start. I'm gonna start the argument off, right?
okay, go for it.
I'm gonna try and trigger you here now. Right, okay, so how many healers did you use in your last war against Psy?
I'm a team.
Ooh.
I'm a team player. That's what it
So
comes
did you
down
use the healer though?
Yeah, I think Minerva's stuck in there.
Why if they're not essential?
I didn't say not essential. I said for prime league play, right? And it's just like, well, all these technicalities. But look, I think it's for me, it only got triggered when Unicron tournament came into play. I was like, man, I need a healer because that tournament was something else, right? But then it came back to like, I couldn't be bothered to change my team and just stayed the way it is. But it comes down to how good you are at pathing, and the better you are at pathing from the pad will determine how much healing you require. Now it could just be from a healer, from two healers, or enough is from my Cronus, from combats such as Nightstick, Stripes combat. There's a lot of avenues in this game. Self-rejuvenating cores, Alchemist, Amalgamous cores. There's just a lot that can be put into a synergy of a war team that I can have instead of having a healer who's just healing one or two bots running between being inefficient, I can have another useful bot on my team who can help me out later, or it brings the point management down. So, I might lead off with a Sea Spray or a Warpath or a Laser Optimus, and then throw a hologram. I love RC, throw her out there, um, you know, but then using Nor exactly where I need something, summons right there, right? Now, what do I have that I need? I need a jet. So Silverbolt stuck's in there. So long distance, cheap, right? So then that mystery slot of like, what else do you really kind of want from a team? Do you want a Rodimus? Do you want a Hot Rod? Do you want a Twin Twist? Do you want, it could be a healer, right? But it could be the Springer. The Springer comes in, right? The Mobile Medic, right? I know he's a triple changer. So, I have hybrid healers. I guess it's always been the term, but it's just, I mean, the points on the board, right? Like if it didn't work, I wouldn't be using it. I'm not going to waste my time on strategies that don't work. And that's what it comes down to. It works. And I feel like I post so many live recordings, different training rooms. It's like, I'll show you how it works. I'll help you create it.
I would 100% agree with that if you didn't use a healer in our war. If you
Yeah.
didn't, I would totally agree. But I cannot get past that fact. If you if
Well,
you're if you're gonna say that and then use healers, but then that shows you must need a healer.
Here's how I looked at it that war, right? That we were a 5-man down. So any drop points were like magnified. So it's like, I don't want my team to suffer to, whatever. Top 5 wars are different. When I say top level, we're talking outside the top 5 realm. It is a different story, right?
Yeah,
Not everything's
true.
max. Not everything is max. So there's buffer, right? Like, so you can get away with having one bot left killing the HQ, right? Like, whereas all 4 or half your team or whatever. But when we have our top battles, egos have to go aside. You have to do what is best for the other 39 people, or in our case, 34 in that war. And you know what? Who won that war?
Yeah, you
Right?
did. To be fair, yeah. But
right?
you know what? Honestly, like I think it depends what you determine. If you determine it like a top 5 war,
Mm.
then yeah, I'd say that maybe there's only one person that I know of that doesn't use healers. I've thought of that was you.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So
Mm.
you were like the main person sort of speaking about no healers and things like that. So I think if you're using it, so you're strictly like sort of a no healer guy. I think if you're using it, then that's probably the argument of that they are essential. Then if even you're using them, but
I said it's just for my level, right? Like I think in the question that I submitted, I think I just said Prime League. What did I write?
for high level play,
High level play.
depends what you determine that by, I
Yeah,
suppose.
but I mean, like you've seen in the years too, we've had wars, and I didn't have it. I think I was just so lazy. I'm like, I do look at this situation and go, is it worth a bit of fun? I get more fun out of no healing because it makes me
Definitely.
concentrate.
I think you hit the sort of nail on the head a bit. It's risk versus reward. That's my new favorite
Mm.
saying. I use that quite a bit now, actually. Is you know, are you gonna risk not using a healer, which you probably could do, but it's a risk that you might drop a point maybe. Whereas if you're top wall out of top 5, you think, hey, I could put a healer in there and just guarantee the win. It's sort of
Yeah,
the ace of the whole maybe. But let's see what
I think
Freeze has got to say. Because obviously we're two sides of the coin. So Freeze, you could be this deciding factor here on the fence. What do you think?
So here's the thing, and I've been preaching this a lot on my live streams and on my videos, is individual healing is it's going up here. So let's talk about an amalgamous prime core. Let's talk about fracas and nightstick. Let's talk about singe and pinpointer. And when what I see is something where we can start using different classes of bots and have an individual healing, and then you need traditional healers. And I think that because of the combat bots, healers, I ain't gonna say they have no value, they have tremendous value, but they have much less value than they did in the past.
that's
And
that's a big point. Honestly, it really is. Is
yeah,
that combats changed the way that you can load a team out, right? And I
yeah,
think that's exactly what helped me just fully cut away healers. And I love any type of combat that offers a healing. I'm all over it, right?
yes,
Every and it's just, for me, I almost feel like, and you almost touched on it. For me, it felt like medics themselves are like the training wheels, right? They allow you to. You need to learn pathing, and if you haven't mastered pathing, right? Medics are your scapegoat. They help you. They're a safety net, right? They'll if you don't open up a op bot correctly and your team cops a big damage hit, the healers will come in there and you know what, fix you up.
So what do we think then? So I think I'm more like that because I'm
Hey, that's
thinking,
enough.
I'm
It's
thinking, I'm thinking for top level players, it's possible, it's doable. But I think that if you spoke to a player that's just starting Prime League hard mode right now, right today, first time in Prime League hard mode, and he said to you, "What team would you recommend?" I bet you'd say put healer in there.
I'd recommend Minerva, whatever, but it's definitely doable, and I think you guys know that. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
So Freezius, has he convinced you? Has he swayed you?
yeah. I mean, I was already kind of on the bandwagon to begin with, but then they just gave even more evidence. And for me, when I go look at certain things, when I go look at low level players, they are the prime targets to just be like, hey man, I don't need any healers. But then when you look at the higher level players, then it's like, hey man, you can go do this through DPS. I go look back to my speed team video and I say, hey man, I can go do this through crankcase or horse. I can go do this through triple changes who have the healing. I can do this through the Micronus core. I can do this through the Amalgamous Prime core. I can do this through a multitude of ways to make sure that my team has the healing it needs without having to use traditional healers.
Yeah,
I think he's got a point.
So
I
thumbs
mean,
up from
Hot
you.
Rod. I, I'll just say so that basically, like Hot Rod can be even better than a medic, basically, because If you never take an ounce of damage, you're invincible.
So Freezius, just to confirm, thumbs up or
Thumbs up, man.
Yeah, that's what you want. I'll take a half from you, Wozza.